for any fire update they have.
Yep. Mike McCullen, Fire Chief from Duxbury, the whole area. We're all one big group. There's people in here that haven't been here. Who was at the last meeting when I spoke a year or two ago? Is everybody around here? I'm going to explain a little bit.
I got the video of it.
Yep. I'm going to explain a little bit who we are and what we do and stuff. Years ago, back in probably early 2000s, late 90s, we were approached by Arna and Dudozy to protect the fighter gun. Instead of having Danbury and Gary on the gate, want to go across the border no more. We turned it down for about 3 years. And you had a lot of different people here. People passed away. And that's just the way it is in this kind of country. But we said we can't do it. We don't have enough people to cover this big area. So 2 townships, Arna and Dudozy, said, if we get you the people to be on the fire department, we protect us. And each of the townships gave us at least 5 people. Mishlers and Elliots and Bakers and a whole bunch of people. All the guys are gone. I hate to say it, they're good people. So we started protecting this township and Dudozy and Arna both, and with them people. Now when we were hired to do that, we had a tanker and an engine in Duxbury. That was what was going to protect all of us. But we had more people, just not the equipment. So a few years later, we came to the town again and said, you know what? We've got this, we're so far apart. If you guys would build buildings for us and put space for an engine or a tanker or something that we put in your towns, the guys that live a mile away or 2 miles away grab a rig and head out right away. And that's what happened. Both towns built a bay for an engine to go in. And that's what we did. We've been protected since then that way, instead of just Duxbury. Well, back then the rate was $3,500. In 2011, when we had the blowdown, we were here for that. I'll get into that in a minute too. We got some FEMA money, and to help encourage getting the recruitment of people, we started a little bit of a pension plan. It's not a lot. It's $500 a year for the guys that are actual to the trainings and leave. It gets adjusted by the guys that don't show up. But it's not a lot of money. So everything went up $1,000 in 2011. So it's $4,500. And that's what the rate is right now still. I know there was stuff that happened about a year ago, or 2 years ago. People were checking all our rates. I think one of the lowest rates for somebody to come in here is $29,000. That's reality. That's what all the departments, that be what the deals are. And we're at 45 right now. We can't sustain that. We just put a new engine, or a new tanker with a pump on it into this building. It's got 2,500 gallons of water with a really good Honda pump that can spray just the same pressure as a fire hose does. And it is fire hoses that run off. We've got that in there. We've got a different grass rig from the DNR. We just spent $25,000 on that truck purchasing that. We put $8,000, about, I haven't seen the total bills yet, about $8,000 worth of tires on it. So we're at $3,200, $3,300, and we're charging $4,500 a year, and $1,000 that's going to pensions. So we're going to be doing, I mentioned this to some of the board people, we're going to be raising that rate. And we're still way under. At annual meetings and stuff like that, whatever in Hinkley, I mentioned it's probably getting up to about 10,000. We decided that's too big of a jump in 1 year. That the townships may not be ready for that. So we're going to raise it to all 3 townships, to $7,500 a year this year. That'll happen in August. So next year's stuff will be at $7,500. And a year later, we're going to bump it $2,500 more and make it that 10 that we spoke about originally. Just do it in a couple increments instead of being one big shot like that. I thought it might help a little bit. Now, that's kind of the fire department. We've got a lot of new guys around here. We've got about 6 guys out of this nation now on the department. Some of them are sitting in the room, half of them are almost sitting in this room. And it's a great thing. We've got people here now. We've got trucks that are better than they used to be, and we're going to have a little more money to make sure they're maintained, like $8,000 worth of tires we just put on this. Okay, so that's what we've got here. That's what we're protecting you with. Now I'm going to go back a little bit. People go, well, what about this and what about that and stuff like that. Now we know what happened in Texas with these floods. People that weren't here back then, we had a windstorm in 2011. It was very devastating to this community. We monitored this building. We had a engine outside the door. We ran the generator for 11 days because the power was out that long. We ran a generator for 11 days kept the electricity on in here, and this building was air conditioned. It was 100 degrees out and as humid as it can possibly be. We had 2 people go to the hospital that had to deal with heat stroke. So we kept this going for 11 days. We put water, 2 drop tanks out here, one with clean water from the city of Sandstone so people could make coffee at their wells don't work. They could make coffee and get stuff for their own personal use. And we had another one for dishes or whatever, which we also use as a swimming pool because people had to jump. I was the first one in it, had to jump in and cool off. It was so hot. And so we did that kind of stuff back then. We cleared roads to get into people. We checked on everybody, just about everybody we could think of in this whole area that night. It took till 6 in the morning to do that. And this happened about dark. I know it took the deputies 6 hours to go in and come back out of the Valley Lake because the initial call was a tent, a tree on the tent from somebody trapped. And it took me 3 hours to walk in through all this stuff. That's the kind of stuff this fire department does. If we sit for 5 years and never have a fire or nothing, when these disasters happen, that's what we're for. We have a bunch of guys that are trained how to handle things. We're coordinated really well, and we know how to work together. And that's what we do as your fire department. We're not just sitting out there not doing anything. There's a lot more that goes on with this fire department than people realize sometimes. So I just want to explain what that's all about, because it's very important. If we weren't here and something happened like that right now, what do you guys do? What did Danbury do? None of these guys did nothing. Our departments, we're one department, a bunch of really good people, all came here and everybody jumped in and we did an awful lot of stuff. I got home at 3 in the morning. I called Red Cross, I talked to the sheriff's office, I talked to FEMA, I talked to a bunch of people, got an hour or 2 of sleep. I was back here at 6 o'clock, I met the sheriff, and we were open from then on. And it was very organized. We had Red Cross in here serving food. The most people we fed in here was 91 people one day for dinner. Nobody had electricity. They didn't have fridges. They didn't have nothing. That's what we do as a group of firefighters. So it's not that we don't do anything for our money. I think our guys are really good. They raise their hands because they want to help people, and that's what it's about. So I think anybody that's a firefighter that you guys know in this room and around the area, thank them once in a while, because they do a heck of a job, I'm telling you. So does anybody have any questions right now that would pertain to what we spoke about? Not 10 years ago or not 2 years ago and stuff like that, but what we are doing right now.
Is Tracy back on department?
Not really, but I gotta have a talk with Derek and I gotta have a talk with Tracy, and sit them down somewhere along the way, and we gotta work stuff out. That's my opinion.
He's got a lot of talent, and I think you should
probably
really welcome back for him.
He's probably one of the most trained firefighters on our department. He's a firefighter 1 and 2. He was a licensed EMT. He worked at the casino at first as an EMT at the casino and did over 3,000 patients he did there. We sent him to wildland school up in Grand Rapids for a week, well, wildland fires, and he's very well trained. We just got to get some of the things ironed out between people, and we got to make that work down the road.
And that's the part that shouldn't have to separate him with all his talent from doing his job, which you're saying he can do.
What people have to
he can do that job, can he not?
Absolutely. He's got to go to training.
These are the guys here that you got to talk to, because these guys are
we have to
over the whole.
Any of these trucks or any of that stuff. He's got to go to training, get involved again. And we just got to get people, I'm going to say it rippy, like kiss and make up, because it's about the people. It's not about this guy or this guy or this guy. It's about the people that we're helping. And we had a fire about a week ago, and I don't care for the man. We got into a little tiff like this. Okay, that's fine. I'm done. I helped him out before. I gave him stuff. When he did that, I hadn't talked to him for about 3 or 4 years. Had a big fire in the house up 2 weeks ago. I got there, was asking questions about what's in the buildings. There was a shop and everything, selling paints and everything. I wanted to know what was in there, try to find people. And he said, Mike, are we all right? I said, if you fell down right now and I had to give you CPR, I would do that. But what's happened to us is happened. It's over. I'll do whatever it takes when I'm here on business. We don't have to be friends. We don't have to like each other. But that's the way it is. And that's how we have to work together in a community like this. There's just not enough people. But
Are you guys gonna, you know, I know you guys, I'm not saying you're not worth the money you're gonna be asking for these lump sums, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gradually. Is there gonna be maintenance logs on these the machines and the equipment? Because in my videos, that
Yep.
pumper truck
Yep.
and the hoses, spigots were all frozen.
That wasn't
You
the
couldn't
problem,
get
that's
them.
okay.
Okay, you gotta let me finish. We sat there for almost an hour before you and Sandstone came, and the house was burnt to the ground. I mean, you know, we tried. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
get
trying
it.
to bring up the past,
Let's
but
not,
I'm asking, you're gonna probably have to start stepping up with maintenance logs and showing that you're doing maintenance on
We
these,
can-
because you couldn't prove that last time.
we can do in-house maintenance like we've done for all these.
The trucks wouldn't even start.
Guys check oil, guys check batteries. We just put 2 new batteries, Larry and Glenn just put 2 new batteries in the truck we just got out of Hinkley.
I'd say put tenders on them batteries.
We got tenders on stuff.
But
When stuff sits so long, and especially when it's 24 volt, they don't maintain enough. Even the cities, it's the same way. But
you understand what I'm asking, you know.
I get what you're saying.
You're asking for more money, and I'm asking for more responsibility
I'm telling you
towards
what,
the
if you want to
machines
see
and
the maintenance records and bring this into the shop every 6 months and have all these trucks gone through,
Yep.
it's gonna go up to $10,000 or $15,000 this year, and more next year, because it's gonna cost that kind of money for us to bring all that stuff in. We have volunteers that go train on their own time. We have guys that get up at 2 o'clock in the morning, go out on medical calls. We have guys that get up at 2 in the morning, go out on fire calls. We
I
got
just
all
like to
that,
see
and we're
hoses
doing-
work. You know, the spigots on the hoses, they
Yep.
weren't working.
Well, that was an old
It-
truck
it-
that wasn't supposed to.
I don't know, everything failed from the truck all the way to the end of the spigot. I mean, we couldn't get it to go, they were kicking it, hitting it,
Yep.
beating on it, they couldn't get it to open.
It was.
Mike, can I say
That was Tracy.
Go ahead, Larry. Oh, Larry.
The trucks over in that station are started at least once a month, if not every 2 weeks. They are well maintained, everything is operating on them. The problem that you're gonna get is that if you go out on a call, you always got that chance that something ain't gonna work. Whether, no matter how good they're maintained, you're gonna have that problem. We've got a lot of backups for something like that happens. But those trucks are ready to respond anytime they're called.
Last year, they weren't.
I'm not talking about last year.
Talk about today.
Well, I'm talking about he wants more money now, and I'm talking about more responsibility to make sure the stuff
And you
works.
got it, you got it out of
That
that
truck was
station.
full of broken stuff, I'm
We spent
just saying.
$25,000 on a new truck.
Okay, great, but I'm just asking for maintenance logs, if you guys can start,
If we wanna bring them into, and start charging everybody a lot more money to have.
For a maintenance log?
Yeah, we'll have to bring them into, Deep Rock in Asco and go through everything once a year then.
well, I'm talking about the last time, you know, things were checked, like hoses and spigots and stuff, I mean,
We just did that, some of that in the last
Lots
hour.
of them.
okay,
Well, in the
that's
last
what I
hour.
mean, just a simple maintenance log, make sure the stuff starts.
Perfect. I've got one thing to add on it, only over there.
You weren't there.
Wasn't there, I understand I wasn't there, I understand a little bit about the equipment though.
Oh, okay, help us out here.
It wasn't their fault, they couldn't get the door open because the power was down. They brought out the wrong truck.
I was there,
only
the
one
door
they
was
could get.
open and the truck was
They
out.
could- it was the only
Video,
one
did
he
you
could-
watch the video?
The
Hey, guys,
pump truck
guys.
never came out of the garage.
This, we agreed with Mike, we're not talking about
Yeah.
this.
You gotta go watch the video.
That's new equipment, that's gone. Here it is,
Okay,
gone.
Yep.
I get it, maintenance logs, and I'm not asking for 20,000 now for a maintenance
So
log,
internal
okay?
maintenance logs, that's something you guys can do, Larry, when you start a truck, you just note it down on a calendar.
Maybe we'll put a clipboard there, and
Something
every
easy.
time it gets started. and stuff.
They don't
Maintenance on the machines.
I'll tell you right now that myself and Glenn are at that station at least 3 times a week, working on something.
And I thank you for that, and I believe you. That reassures me, but, you know, he wants more money now, and I'm just asking for more accountability
More money.
because of the past, because of the past.
I go on the list a little bit. One, each truck's at least $500 a year insurance. We got 2 over there, there's 1,000. Gas and maintenance and stuff, another couple thousand. We're charging $3,500, it's nothing. We're not even buying equipment out of that money, we spent $33,000 updating. So we're doing the best we can, and I think it's pretty good. We've got really, really good people. People that raise their hands are important people, because they care.
I think you've gotten, what, 3 or 4 new guys from Markville area in the last few months, right?
At least 4.
Yeah, at least 4, and I talked to a couple people yesterday.
3
who
years.
were
Give
interested
one
in
other.
joining at least seasonally.
Just
Yeah,
up the
there's
road.
another one, yep.
Yep.
So, big improvements, really, we appreciate that a lot, because we can't do it all alone. That's why we never covered this in the old days. Now we've got people again, we're gonna get, coverage is gonna be way better again. And we can't control recruiting people, we try, it's hard, but we do the best we can, we've got a bunch right now, which is wonderful, I thank everybody for that.
Yep,
So-
we talked a couple months ago, I put a notice on our website, I'm not sure if that's where some of the people have seen it from.
Thank you.
I talked to 2 more yesterday who
Okay.
are interested in.
We got good guys, I'm telling you.
It's gotta be put out there because, I started coming up here in 2004 and knew there was a fire station here. And it took me until last year, or the year before, to join. Every time I talk to somebody, in fact, I wanted to talk to this guy over here in the brick building on Bergman. I wanna see if he would be interested, but everybody's got the wrong opinion of the fire department. It's volunteer, you do what you can, and, the more people we got, if one doesn't show up, we know we can count on somebody else. So we gotta find out, figure out, now I see Sandstone out there, they got a sign out there, help wanted firefighters.
Everybody's short.
It would be nice to put a sign out here on, corner by the church here, the, contact number and stuff. Because it doesn't take all that much, it takes as much as you wanna put into it.
That's why I've always asked you guys, you know your neighbors, you know everybody that lives in this township. Knock on doors and say to people, hey, we need help. As people, not just fire department, the people need help. Because it's not about the fire department, it's all the stuff that happens that we can coordinate and take care of. Okay, I don't want to take much more time, but I want to explain to the people that didn't realize what happens here and what we've done in the past and what we are, to bring it up to the standards we're at right now to justify some of this. And we're not even bringing $29,000 to somebody to come and cover this. We're gonna charge $7,500 this year and $10,000 next year. It's not even, it's a third of what somebody else would do it for. And we have mutual aid with all these departments too. Cabos Fire, we had 2 or 3 other departments helping on that, and that's all mutual aid. We volunteer, they volunteer to do that. They don't get paid for that. They volunteer to help us. We help them on fires too. Same with Sandstone, same with Hinckley. We have all them help us. We have Bruno. They all come down and we all help each other because we all care. Okay? Any other questions? Go ahead, Todd.
How about the board over in Duxbury, how they taking this, 7,500, next year and then 10,005 and then you after that?
No problem. They think it's worth it. Glenn, when he was on the board, which he's not no more, started this stuff about questioning, oh, let's see what it costs to get a different department in here, because people got in his head, and he's the one that started finding out it was $29,000 to cover. We got bids from Dairyland, Danbury, Sandstone, Bruno, and the cheapest one was $29,000. We had some that were $35,000 to $40,000.
I believe Okama got a bid too for fire. and it
They
was like
wanted us, and
30.
we can't do it.
Okay.
It's just too much.
I thought they got a quote from Danbury that was like.
They probably did.
38,000 plus a firehouse and a truck,
Yep.
so.
Except it was kind of a roundabout deal, but Danbury wanted 10,000 minimum and Ogama had offered 7. So they wrote a check to Danbury Fire Department for 7 and then waited to see if they cashed it or not. And they took the act of cashing it as an acceptance of their offer, which Danbury did. So for 1 year, they have a $7,000 contract with Danbury.
And if I'm not mistaken, it's going to have the township.
Well, they want 43,000 altogether for a 3-year contract.
I think Hinckley covers the. most
That's
of it.
Ogama. I do the zoning down at Ogama.
Yep.
Go ahead, Glenn.
Before criticizing every last move, I'd like to come up with what I suggest to propose, or what I have come up with for an answer to the problem. And maybe we should reach out to Todd, or go ahead. I think anybody in here, if you can come up with a better fire service and plan, maybe you got some, you're pretty, evidently pretty well versed in knowing a lot of people. What do you got for an answer? What would you suggest for a price? I mean, do you have any suggestions?
I think it's important to have a fire department.
No. What do you have for an answer? Do you have any suggestions?
I'd say probably Danbury because they're closest.
I think they're 35,000.
45,000?
45,000.
Yeah.
I thought you
So
just said
there's-
7,000 or something.
No, that was Oldham, right across the river
For
from.
1 year, got.
Oh, okay, so, okay, well, I didn't know about 45 now.
Is that whole coverage or is that the down payment?
For Ogama, yes.
Half full coverage for a year or
For
half?
1 year, all of Ogama Township, 7,000.
So,
Through the back door, so to speak.
Because somebody cashed a check they shouldn't.
Danbury's fixed, I guarantee
I
you.
guarantee it's full.
With the more, you say you got the more, people in the township, signed up for down here, 5, 6 people now.
Yep.
Are your response times gonna be better than, I only noticed, the fire here, and then the one that are down at the Profits. And from what I know, Sandstone was really close to beating you guys here, and you're clear across country. So that's what I know for a fact of hearing, and that, right there, I know, because my cameras are rolling.
More people the better.
I'm just talking about response time. Is that gonna improve, do you think? Because if it takes 45 minutes, a house is gonna pretty much burn down.
I want to answer a little of this question, because I know the answers on this stuff. I did this before, different time. The fire with Sandstone responded to, what's his name, house over here by the fire hall. I was out,
20
our
yards.
elections were that week. I was knocking on doors, talking to people, explaining what's going on, why you want to come out and vote, and what you're voting for. And I was at Little Tamarack, I was at Big Tamarack Lake, in somebody's porch, when the pager went off. I went to my truck, went to the fire hall, got a truck, and came here. In the meantime, us and Sandstone at basically the exact same time, they were in their trucks training that day. They were at the fire hall, the trucks running around town doing things, and that page came in. They were responding before I probably almost got to the Markville Road, and they're already coming here. Now I gotta start trucks and pull them out and stuff. No wonder they were so close. And they were 5-10 minutes behind us, but still, with more people in the department, way better chance it is we have for responding quicker. That's common sense stuff.
We've got 4 people who live in this township right here in Markville. So you're gonna get better response times.
And you can't count on us sitting around waiting for a call to
No.
go through.
I didn't say that.
No,
I didn't say that.
no, I'm
reply.
just saying that. There's gonna be chances that
Nobody.
we could all be gone. But the more people we have, we're guaranteed with some response. Now, regarding the money, where I noticed the difference in the money that our fire department gets compared to the other one, is you go down to this fire they had in Danbury off the highway, and you see maybe a dozen other towns and the equipment they got, that they're probably getting a lot more than $3,500 or $4,500. The money that we're getting in our equipment, we're barely getting by with our equipment.
No, I get it. It showed down there, 20 yards from the
You want
fire
to know,
department.
you want to know what a new engine costs? A cheap one is $750,000. A cheap one.
I'm out of that part of it, but you know what I mean,
telling you,
I'm just saying.
We swim, they borrow and whatever, what we can do to protect you the best we can. That's what we've been trying all along. That truck was not meant to do what they wanted to do.
Bottom line, I know we need you for all the brush fires and stuff, but as what I know and as what I've
Tornadoes,
seen
floods,
is
everything, it don't matter.
45 minutes on the house. I mean, that house is toast.
It's wood.
Like that.
You're
It
talking
is.
about estimate, we're not.
I get it.
Once
I'm
again, my
just saying
guys,
though.
my guys are also, we got about 6 or 7 guys that can go interior with backpacks on, can blow people out and stuff like that. The rest of this fire stuff, it's a piece of wood. If there's nobody in there, we're gonna do the best we can. I'm not gonna endanger my guys for a piece of wood. If that's fully engulfed, we're not going in like Minneapolis and Wayne and try and save a staircase. It's not that important. My people are more important.
And you listen to the news, and you'll hear of homes down in the city
Yep.
that are total losses, and they're paid departments, they're living at that department. Their response time is quick.
4 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure they're down there ducking and dodging bullets right along with my kids.
Yeah,
I
no,
have
but-
that property
but
down there. I
they're-
know what it is.
It's not relevant to fire
They'll
discussions.
lose a house too.
Well, that's irrelevant either.
And I've seen it up here, it happens up here. I've been at, I won't name the departments now, close departments, they showed up all the way, most of the way out here, got there and the tanker was empty. drove 30 miles out here, no water in the truck. I know of another instance where the engine pulled up on a fire, the guys jumped out, nobody knew which valves to pull. They were younger guys that were new, and nobody was there older, they had to wait for another truck to get there to pull the right valves to get water out of the trucks. That happens everywhere. And another one, I'm telling stories, but I'll be done then. A house in Sandstone, out towards Grindstone Lake a little bit, caught on fire. Guys started getting to the fire hall, they had a rule that only certified guys could drive the trucks. They sat there 15 minutes before they could pull the truck out of the building because they didn't have a certified driver. We don't do that. We try and train everybody to do all this stuff in the best we can. So anyway, I'm done unless there's other questions. Board, especially the board, you guys are the ones making the decisions here. I know you got to answer to the voters, but you guys know what.
No,
we
no
pay.
specific request, or no specific question, just a request that you guys could keep internal maintenance logs.
Yeah.
If you don't,
Larry, we'll work on that. With
Just
the clipboards and put
nothing
there,
fancy,
they
nothing
can write down
that
when
takes
they
more than
start,
3 minutes.
just a jot of a date and,
Yep.
okay? We'll do that in all 3 halls.
appreciate that.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Right, thank you, Mike. All right, we'll move on to old business. There's